guess we start with thought on starting Calvin today. Was this scheduled, or is this something that you guys decided?
That's scheduled, just with been over a week for Calvin to play this game. If we would have put it off, it gets pretty long. So it's more of a schedule thing.
He looked really sharp in the preseason.
Absolutely. I believe he was in 4 games. I think 3 of them he was spectacular in. Maybe one not at his best, but 3 out of 4 were really sharp. So we expect, you look at Calvin's win-loss record the last 2 years, it's pretty impressive. So he's won us a lot of games.
So you talked before the season started about you kind of have your schedule mapped out, and the odd time you'll deviate from it. When something like that happens with Stu, is there a conversation about, do you go right back to our guy? Like, was it a little bit of a decision to be made there? Because you know you'd want back in.
I think any goalie wants back in. They don't want to take any time off. I think they understand if it's back-to-back, but right now it's more of a schedule thing. It wasn't the fact that we lost. Maybe it changes a little bit if it was a shutout game. But I think it's important that we feel we've got 2 goalies that have won us a lot of games recently, that we're not icing one of them.
Looked this morning like, for the most part, the lines are kind of re-racked and rolling the same from what I saw. Just maybe a thought on not tweaking and giving it another go?
Yeah, overall I thought there's things that we could have been better at. We felt it was a game that we were better 5-on-5, and obviously we have a player coming in eventually, Roslovic, and eventually Janmark in about a week, and then after that Hyman. So we're going to have enough changes, and we don't want to be changing lines every day. So overall I thought it was good. There's room for improvement, but I don't think there was any need to change the lines up.
Kris, when you were asked what the difference was in the first half of Game 1 to the second half of Game 1, you mentioned turnovers. Can you maybe just build on that and let us know what kind of led to those turnovers and maybe other aspects you're trying to
It wasn't the first half. It wasn't the second half. It was about a 4-minute block in the second period that we got away from our game, and we had some turnovers, which led to a goal against, led to a penalty, and which ended up being a goal on the power play. And other than that, third period, I thought we handled the puck really well. First 25 minutes of the game was really well, but there was that little stretch in the second period, mid-period, that we got away from our game, and Calgary capitalized on it. So we just have to eliminate that, especially if you want to win regularly, you have to be good with the puck.
It looks like Vancouver has some depth as well. I mean, they had 10 different forwards register a point in their win a couple days ago. What are you seeing from the tapes that you guys need to be prepared for here today?
Well, we saw them quite a bit at the exhibition, 2 of our last 3 games against them, and they've only had 1 regular season game, but a team that works hard, and they do have scoring throughout their lineup that we have to be aware of.
What did Evander Kane kind of mean to the team in their journey to a couple of cup finals, and now having him so close as an opponent on likely multiple occasions?
Yeah, Evander was instrumental with our team. He played through a lot of injuries. My first season there, didn't miss many games up until right at the end, but played through a lot of it, a lot of pain, and was able to give us some productive games. Regular season, I believe he had over 20 goals, and then playoffs came up with some big goals there. And then last year, obviously, he missed out the regular season, but came in the playoffs and was building his game and played pretty well for us. But here's a guy who's he's going to score 20, 30 goals each year. That's what he's typically done, and I had a lot of physical play.
With Trent Frederic, he has these intangibles in his game, and he can be a big physical player and all of that. When you put him on that line, have you found that he's trying to find that balance between keeping those elements in his game that make him so effective, but also realizing the skill he's with and to have to be able to play that game too? Are you finding that balance with him?
I don't want him to change at all how he plays. I don't think he gets enough credit for his puck play, and he's able to make little plays. He's not going to beat a guy one-on-one, stick handling through, or necessarily beating a guy with his speed. But he's good at getting the puck off the wall, getting it to a centerman's hands, and then also getting to the net. So that line spent a lot of time in the offensive zone the other night against Calgary. It wasn't on his stick very often, but very rarely, it doesn't matter who's on that line. When McDavid and Draisaitl are on the ice, they're going to monopolize the puck, and that's a good thing. And you need somebody either going to the net or finding some space in the slot to create some scoring chances. But, I think he's been doing what we've been asking him to do.
Chris, what did you make of that Adam Henrique line that featured 2 players making their NHL debuts, and what's maybe the next step for them?
I thought they played really well. They had some good scoring chances. I think if Howard had 3 quality shots off the rush, he had another one that he just kind of lost right in front of the goalie. For that line, 2 guys that are just new to the NHL, one being older, one being younger. I liked how they played, and that was part of the reason why we didn't want to change up the lines, because some lines were going, and that was one of them, and we changed up lines too much. Probably would have had to separate them, but we felt that they've got a good thing.
Nurse is good to play.
Yes.